Thank you. So, hello, my name is Kristian. My pronouns are he and him. I'm the treasurer and a trustee of the UK Python Association. So, I know you've all come from lunch, hopefully you've eaten well, but you're probably digesting a bit. Little audience participation. Hands up if you have heard of the UK Python Association. Okay, that's good, that's reassuring, especially as I'm stood in front of the big logo. Trickier question, hands up if you feel like you have a good idea of what we do. Okay, that's not bad, but we can do more. Reassuring to see our trustees with their hands up at least. That is always a good baseline to get started with. So we are the organisation, we are the charity ultimately behind PYCON UK, this conference. Via our wholly owned subsidiary trading company, UKPA Trading Limited. I've promised to not talk about corporate logistics, but I will gladly do so later if you like. We are the evolution of a number of previous organisations, from the PYCON UK Society, set up by John Pinner and Associates for the very first PYCON UK, through to the PYCON UK Society Limited, through to where we are now. Since the beginning, we have been non-profit in principle and approach. All our money, all our resources have been spent on the good of the community, the benefit of the UK Python community and Python in the UK. But as a charity, we have the extra layer of we are legally obliged to, which is, a nice extra layer of reassurance and commitment, as well as some nice tax benefits. But we do not just run this conference. We have funded other events. We have helped with funding for PyCon Namibia, DjangoCon Africa, Python Education Day in Oxford, and most notably, we lent our organizational resources to the backing operations and legals for Becky's other very successful conference, DjangoCon Europe 2023 up in Edinburgh. We mostly focus on the conference right now, though. PyCon UK is where the majority of our attention and our energy goes. But we can do so much more. We want to do so much more. Whether that's setting up a structured grants program, finding ways to better advertise the support that we can give and structured ways for folks to apply and receive that support. Whether that's better engaging with our members, so it's not just a checkbox that you tick when ordering a ticket and an AGM that I'm hopefully going to see you all at tomorrow morning. Whether it's supporting, helping local groups, local regional meetups and events and other events throughout the year run by other folks, there is such potential for us to do so much more. But audience participation part 2. I'm not going to do hands, just shout it out. I apologize to our speech-to-text folks. What do you think is our biggest resource constraint right now, the most important resource for us? Okay, so I heard a couple of folks say money. Money is our second most important resource. It is great, super useful for doing stuff. We are very grateful for folks who've bought tickets, especially for folks who bought supporter tickets and chosen to pay more there. We are grateful to our sponsors, without whom we could not run this event. Money is a key resource for us, but time, volunteer time and energy is our number one most precious resource. Everything we do requires volunteer time and energy. Working out how we spend money, the logistics of actually spending that money itself and making the transfers, choosing what we do, the work to get more money, the work to put on the events. And there's a wonderful circular dependency as well, where getting more volunteer time and energy requires volunteer time and energy. One thing I think we've learnt is that we need to invest more time and energy in that and bringing new folks on board. One of the many fantastic things Becky has done, as well as putting on, I think, a pretty awesome conference, is bringing a bunch of new folks on board this year, and it's been great to see all the new faces and names in the organising committee. It is critical that we spend that time and energy carefully. Everything we start to do requires it, and then to continue to run that requires it. We are all volunteers. Nobody is getting paid for this. Everybody is managing the work they do here alongside a day job. other responsibilities, parental responsibilities, caring responsibilities, and more. But everything we do depends on this. And there are so many opportunities for people to contribute, opportunities of every size, whatever level you can give. From standing up and saying, I would like to lead something, I would like to run a conference, to I would like to session chair in that room for the next 30 minutes. We will gladly take whatever we can get. We are grateful to everyone who chooses to offer their time and energy to us. And, you know, it's fair to say, I think right now, that our big priority is the big picture, the what can we launch, the what can we do, who can we ask to really take stuff and run with it. But we will be offering more opportunities for folks to contribute as time goes on. It's just that that takes, once again, more volunteer time, more volunteer energy to put together that structure to enable people to contribute more. On that note, I want to offer a big thanks to Adam and Providence. You will be meeting them tomorrow and hearing more about them at the AGM. I don't want to spoiler it too much. I know it's the highlight of everyone's conference. Don't laugh too loudly, thank you. But they have chosen kindly to step forward to volunteer as trustees, the folks who are legally responsible for the charity and its ongoings. I'm very grateful to them for doing that. And I also want to offer a big thank you to folks past, present and future for the things you have given there. We are a community-run organisation and your community needs you. If you would like to get involved, if there are things you can do, particularly if you are willing to take on something big, if you are willing to do something big and chunky, please find us, talk to us. I look like this, I'm around for the rest of the conference. A lot of the other organisers are busy actually running the thing themselves, but talk to us. Here, offline later, we are eager for your help and your contributions. With that, I want to ask, does anyone have any questions they want to know about the charity, about what we're doing, or about where we are? All right. Was that fantastic? That's all right. Daniele, I can hear you, and I will repeat for the benefit of the audience.
Kristian, of the volunteers that you hope will come forward to participate, what kinds of things do you most hope that they might do?
So, of the volunteers we get, what do we hope for? That's a very good question. I think honestly at this point, so I spoke a little about the things we're looking, the things we'd broadly like to do around grant structure, around making the most of our members, around things we can do with supporting local events. But there's an element of what can we get? What are people most excited by? The things that we, like, I enjoy spreadsheets. I am a strange person that enjoys dealing with contractual logistics, insurance wrangling, and filing our taxes. So that is what I do for PYCON UK and the charity and the organisation. Other people do not find that as enjoyable. That's okay. Different people like different things. There are things we definitely want to do. There are things we want to prioritise. But we can also be guided by what people are willing to offer. That's absolutely fine. I sprung the questions on you by surprise.
Relaying a question from the back of the room. What are membership levels of the UKPA at the moment? Where do you hope to get to?
Thank you very much. What are membership levels of the UKPA at the moment? That is a good question that I cannot answer right now, because running a membership database, maintaining a register of members, dealing with the data protection access, dealing with whatever software we have for it, dealing with how do we manage tiers of members, how do we manage membership expiry, how do we deal with the fact that we are required to have a quorum among meetings, so we need to ensure that members are active. All of these things involve volunteer time and energy. So right now we have what I like to think of as minimum viable membership. We are grateful to our members. We have a structure for membership. You sign up as part of buying your ticket to the conference. Your membership expires approximately after a year. We repeat that. But we want to do more with that. We don't have a specific target in mind. We just know there's so much scope to do more. Thank you. All right, so if anyone has other questions, I will be around. I am on Discord. I am around in person. You have been a wonderful audience. I look forward to meeting more of you later, hearing of your support. Thank you very much.